Now we are going to dive into conditional formatting in Excel. Conditional formatting allows us to format cells based on certain conditions or rules. It is a powerful feature that can help us highlight and analyze data more effectively. Let us start with text functions and conditional formatting. We will work with a data set that contains student names in column A and their corresponding scores in column B. Here is an example. We have a data set with student names in column A and their corresponding scores in column B. We want to apply conditional formatting to format the cells in column B based on certain conditions. For instance, we want to highlight scores above 90 in green and scores below 70 in red. To achieve this, we will walk through the step-by-step process together. So firstly, we need to select the range of cells that we want to format. In this case, it is column B from B2 to B6. This range represents the scores column. Once the range is selected, we will go to the Home tab in the Excel ribbon and click on Conditional Formatting drop-down menu. From there, choose New Rule to open New Formatting Rule dialog box. In this dialog box, we will select the option Format only cells that contain in the Select a Rule Type section. Then we will choose Cell Value from the Format Only Cells with drop-down menu. For scores above 90, we will select Greater Than from the second drop-down menu and enter the value 90 in the adjacent field. To format these scores, we will click on the Format button and choose the green color from the Fill tab. Next, we will click OK to apply the formatting for scores above 90. The cells in column B that meet this condition will now appear in green. To format scores below 70 in red, we will repeat the steps. We will select the range of cells again, column B from B2 to B6. Go to Conditional Formatting drop-down menu and choose New Rule to open the New Formatting Rule dialog box. This time we will choose Less Than from the second drop-down menu and enter the value 70 in the adjacent field. To format these scores, we will click on the Format button and choose the red color from the Fill tab. Then click OK to apply the formatting for scores below 70. The cells in column B that meet this condition will now appear in red. By applying conditional formatting, we can easily spot the scores that meet specific criteria without manually scanning through the entire data set. It helps us draw attention to important information and identify patterns at a glance. Now, let us move on to another example involving text functions. Let us say we have a data set with student names in column A and we want to format the cells that contain names starting with the letter A in bold. To accomplish this, we will follow a similar process. We will select the range of cells to format, column A in this case. Go to the Conditional Formatting drop-down menu and choose New Rule to open New Formatting Rule dialog box. In the New Formatting Rule dialog box, we will select Use a Formula to determine which cells to format in the Select a Rule Type section. Then we will enter this formula. This formula checks if the first character of each name in column A is equal to A. If it is true, we can apply the formatting. We can then choose the desired formatting options, such as bold font to highlight these cells. Conditional formatting can be incredibly useful in analyzing data and identifying patterns. It helps us quickly identify important information without having to manually scan through the entire data set. In our example, we used numerical conditions to format the cells. However, you can also apply conditional formatting based on text functions. Let us see an example. Let us say we have a data set with student names in column A, and we want to format the cells that contain names starting with the letter A in bold. To accomplish this, follow these steps. First, we need to select the range of cells we want to format, which in this case is column A. This range represents the student names. We can easily select the entire column by clicking on the column header. Once we have the range selected, we will navigate to the Home tab in the Excel ribbon. From there, we will find the Conditional Formatting drop-down menu and click on it. We want to select New Rule to open the New Formatting Rule dialog box. In the New Formatting Rule dialog box, we will encounter different options for defining the formatting rule. Now, we are interested in the use of formula to determine which cells to format option. This allows us to use a formula to specify our condition. In the formula box, we will enter this formula. Let's break down this formula. The left function extracts the first character of the text in cell A1, and we compare it to the letter A using the equal to sign. If the comparison is true, it means the name starts with A, and we want to apply the formatting. After entering the formula, we will proceed to click on the Format button within the dialog box. This action opens a Formatting Options menu where we can choose the desired formatting style. In this case, we want to apply the bold style to the names that meet the condition. Finally, we will click OK to apply the formatting for names starting with A. Thus, any names in column A that start with the letter A will be formatted in bold. This formatting makes it easier to identify and emphasize specific names that meet the defined criterion. Conditional formatting combined with text functions gives us the ability to manipulate and format our data in powerful ways. By applying these techniques, we can draw attention to particular patterns or highlight important information and present our data more effectively. Also, as you can see, conditional formatting allows us to bring our data to life and make it visually more appealing and informative. Thus, it's a great tool for data analysis and presentation. Conditional formatting opens up a world of possibilities in Excel. So, feel free to experiment with different data sets and conditions to discover even more ways to enhance your spreadsheets.